Look at that. It's the new Sofirn HS22. It is their new headlamp. It's a pretty cool little headlamp. I mean, it's a headlamp, but I could also see just carrying this thing in the pocket just to have a fun little light to play around with. You can't really like set it out anywhere because it's just gonna weeble wobble and fall down, unlike the typical weeble wobbles that don't fall down. But let's look this thing over. It's got an 18650 in it. It comes with that 18650. There's not a magnet in the tail cap, so you're not going to be sticking this to anything. Has the Type-C charging, USB Type-C behind the little flap there. And then the cool thing is that you have options. Let's check these options out. So there's a mode button and a light button. You have two different buttons on there. And when you mash either one of these buttons, you'll wind up getting the light to come on. And both of these buttons light up green to let you know that your battery's doing good. We'll turn it on in the lowest setting, so that way you can see those nice warm emitters there. When you use that mode button and hold down on it, it'll turn on the other lights. Like you have this spotlight, the SFT25R, and it just pretty much toggles through. You can do spot and flood at the same time. If you wanted to, you can just get it right where you want it. And then if you double press this mode button, it turns the light off and comes back on in the lowest setting. So like if you were, stepped up to a higher level and you wanted to get back down to the lower setting, you just double press that and hold on the double press, get you back down to the lowest setting. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like a hidden feature because it doesn't really show that in the manual. Now this is not a hidden feature. Check this out. So you have the other button, the light button, and it's like a power button, but they're both power buttons. Both of them turn the light on. When you hold down on this is going to be the ramping of the temperatures. So you double press and hold. I didn't get it good enough the first time there. And check that out. Check out how some other lights are coming on. And we're headed up toward like about 4,000 K right now. And maybe close to 5,000. And it'll keep going until those warm emitters turn completely off. And now we're completely at 6,000 K. So one thing to note, if you're going back toward warm, I'm used to the Android user interface where you can, like stop and double press again and go back. Well, there's no going back with this. Notice how it didn't go back to the 6,000 K. It kind of just went on to being warm. If you're double pressing that and you're headed a certain direction and you stop, when you double press again, it's just going to keep on going. Not a terrible deal. It's just that I'm used to, the other user interface where you can stop, go back, go forward, whatever you want to do. But if y'all have watched any videos of mine, I pretty much leave it there, and y'all would know that because that's my preference right there. The nice warm emitter. And then I step on over to that to get some spotlight action, which is really nice. We'll get that out. There is some rings, but they're not terrible. I'll get that out in the complete dark. As you can hear, the crickets are already out, so it's already getting pretty dark out here. At any time, if you want turbo, you just double press either one of these buttons. Let me show you. So that's turbo. Double press it again, comes back down where it was. Double press the other button again, also turbo. So what I like about that is you're not trying to reach up here. This thing's going to be on your head. you're not reaching up there and fumbling around trying to figure out, you know, what you're seeing or hearing. You can go ahead and double press either button and you're going to get turbo. That's kind of cool little deal. Now let's go ahead and go back to the warm flood, and I'll show you all what we're working with here, what they sent us to put this thing on our head. It's actually really good. I mean that in a good way. I like the hard plastic. I'm really glad that the last two Sofirn headlamps that I've got did not come with the rubber band. We're not doing that anymore. We got this nice hard plastic. It can just snap right in and out, and you're not dealing with those clumsy rubber bands having to pull them over and strap it up or anything. You just slam that in there just like I did, and you're ready to go. You're in business. If for whatever reason you want to take it out because you're going to, you know, throw it in a pocket, throw it in a bag, whatever, you just snap it right out. And makes it easier to transport, I guess, if you wanted to, you know, whatever. And I also wanted to show you all these, like this ribbing, to where it can step on that plastic right there, and you can adjust it up and down and get it right where you need it. So really well thought out. It's light, it's not heavy at all. I was thinking when I first started looking at this headlamp, I was like, man, why didn't they do 21-700? But it would have been a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier. I mean, I could have dealt with it, but I'm happy with the 18650, especially with the really good driver that they said they put in this. I'm not going to say that it's in there because I don't tear these things apart. I'm not that guy. There's other people out there for that. I hope that they're being honest. I hope that it's got the buck driver that they say it has. If that's the case, great. I will say the battery lasts a long time, and it does, you know, really well. They have the charging, so I'm good with the 18650. Not bad. All right, let's get it out here in about another hour when it's completely dark. All right, that didn't take long. Now it's dark, and I wanted to show you all the long range test first. That's high. That's not the highest setting. We'll go to turbo in a second. And just wanted to show you all the kind of distance that you all can get with this headlamp. I like that. It's not just for, you know, close-up work. You can really reach out there real far. We'll hit some trails here in a minute, and I'll show you what that looks like. But passes the long-range test, in my opinion, especially up here on turbo. Check that out. That is awesome. You can kind of see the rings, you know, around the edges there, but it's not terrible for me. I know there's a lot of folks that really don't like the rings. They say it disorients them and things like that. I just kind of use it as spill and use it to help light my boundaries, you know, and kind of like a bullseye. So there's the long range test. Let's go hit some trails. We're on the trails now. There's moonlight mode, or the lowest mode, whichever one you want to call it. That's not going to be enough to walk a trail. Definitely enough to read. Like if you were just, you know, hanging out in your tent, wanting to do some reading, whatever. But let's go ahead and step it up. Now we can do some walking. You can't quite see the spill as well on the camera, but I've got it with my eyes here looking off camera, and I can definitely see well enough to walk with that right there. So that's going to get you through a good part of the night because you're not using much battery at all at this level. We'll go ahead and step it up to the next one. Absolutely no issues seeing it all now. You can see even on camera, I'm looking on camera, I can see just fine. Plenty of spill, plenty of distance. Not bad at all. Let's go do a little distance shot here and look down this trail here. See what that looks like. Yeah, that's cool. That's really good right there. So we'll go one more. That's the highest mode. That's where we had it out in that old stump field a little bit ago. And You can see back here in these woods how well that's doing. Really nice. A lot of spill with those rings. And then there's turbo. So ideally, like if I was out here, I'd probably use that mode right there, because you're going to have plenty of battery and you're just taking it easy on your eyes. You're not straining to see anything. You're just out here walking along, seeing everything that you want to see, everything you need to see. No issue at all. I really like that a lot. Now let's show you flood. So on the lowest setting, the moonlight, you're going to be able to read, but you can't really walk through the woods with this mode. On camera, I can't see a thing. With the naked eye, I can see pretty well, but you're squinting. It's not really good. That's better. That's the next step up. I can see pretty well with that. And let's go ahead and step it up another one. Yeah, that's the mode. Like if you were to walk with flood, that's definitely the mode you'd want to be on. So say you happen across some hammocks and you just want to hang out for the night in these hammocks, get permission from the property owner, make sure they're good with it, but turn on your HS22 and put it in flood mode, go 3 steps up, and I think you're gonna have a great time. Look at the color rendering. In all seriousness though, that's cool. It looks really good. I like that. Nice warm neutral tint on all the colors and everything. All right, so you want to light up little hammock town here. Go ahead and step it up another one. That's plenty of light. I mean, you're going to blind your neighbor, so just be careful. But not bad at all. And then we'll go to turbo. You just lit the whole place up. Plenty. I'm going to keep shining over here on this hammock, and I want you all to notice how much spill is spilling off to the side over there. Not bad at all. So I really like this little headlamp, the HS21. It's in the videos. If you go check out my videos down in the history, you can see where I did a review on it. I like it as well. Between these two headlamps, between the HS21 and this one that you're watching right now, the HS22, I'm definitely going to say 2 of my most favorite headlamps. We're in flood and spot right now. That's the only thing that is going to be a little bit, probably not going to get used much by me, because I'm usually just picking one or the other, but it's there if you want it. If you want to do some flood and some spot, you go spotting down that little trail right there, but you're also casting some flood all around in the camp. Good morning. I wanted to do one final thing before I release this video onto YouTube, and I wanted to ask you all, which of these 2 headlamps do you prefer? Either you own one or you've watched the videos. Which one is the better headlamp in your opinion? This is one of those your opinion counts kind of things. I just wanted to get some feedback. I really like this one because of the warmer emitters, and I feel like the throw is a little bit stronger, and it's just a cool headlamp. I mean, it's got like the different design and everything. I really like this headlamp because of the rotating selector. I like how it remembers what level you're at. Like if you're on the lowest setting on red and then you move over to flood and you adjust it to like mid-level, it will remember that you were on the lowest setting. You remember that? I mean, that's cool in my opinion. This one, the HS22, doesn't do that. This also has red, but they're both great headlamps. I just can't make a decision between the 2. I like them both. Glad to have them both, but I just want to know what you all think. So let me know in the comments. Thanks.